I'm down for whatever, but I never fall. Whenever I need my soldiers, they there when I call. I'm never scared when it's time to lay my life down. I need some warriors to stand with me right now. Forget about the hate, I gotta stick to the plan. I pray to God every day to be a better man. With all this pressure, I'ma need to hold my own. I don't wanna do nothing. Let's talk about it, let's talk about it, let's talk about it. I'm Arthur J, and it's my co-host Torrie, and we back with another episode. I want to welcome y'all to the Arthur J and Torrie TV podcast. Title, Sex on the First Date. How do you look at her?
Hey.
Oh, man. Torrie, we gonna get right into it, brother. Man, I'm just gonna get right into it, man. It's real true topic. It's just a real topic all the way around, however you want to look at it, because so many times that, guys as a whole, anybody who've ever experienced this as a man, been in a position where you go on a date, you take a woman out, let's say you just meet her, and she basically just, give you something on the first date. We just gonna get right into it. And
what a date.
Yeah, I don't even know if I want to call it a date or what, but y'all basically go out somewhere, whether it's to eat, to the movies, bowling, wherever y'all go or y'all went, any man that ever experienced this. And we just want to, I'm going to ask you, let's just say, and I don't, like I said, however you want to get into it, let's just say, whether it was in your past or whether.
Yeah, it got to be my past.
I know it's your past, but I'm just saying.
Don't get me in trouble.
Or let's just say you was a man that was single, and that's why I said or it was a man that you was single and you was put into a situation where you met a woman, you went out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And y'all had sex on the first date. I'm just gonna hit you with a loaded question. How would you look at her? We're gonna start off right like that.
Okay. Well, let me tell you this. In my past, way back, long
man,
long,
come
long
on, man. We know. We know, man.
Nah, I done had that happen. So it done happened to me. And at that stage, at that age, I was looking at it as, damn, you the man. I was arrogant. Like, damn, boy, you that dude. Then as I got to thinking, later on, maybe a day or two, I'm like, damn, they must probably do this with everybody. So now my wheels are turning. So I'm just trying to see how I viewed this woman. And personally, I can now say, hey, it was a hell of a date. But then I probably viewed her more as like, dang, she easy. You know what I'm saying? She put out easy. I'm not going to go as far as saying a hoe, but it fits. It's in that same realm because I didn't have no respect. My respect level was way lower than it should have been for this young lady. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, just depend on where you catch me at. At that time, I thought I was the man. Secondly, I started viewing things like, man, this girl easy. And then I was proven right though with this particular person. So, but at the end of the day, each his own. But I would prefer the harder the chase.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Than giving it up so quickly.
Let me ask you something, man. You said you was viewing her as being easy. And I'm just asking, is there a difference? Like if we looking at a chick, right? If a man looking at a chick and he view her as easy, is there a difference in looking at her as a hoe? Because I know we look at titles like a hoe or a bitch, and when a woman is actually presenting herself like that, I'm gonna say it like that because we're gonna talk real. And even if you don't call her that, right? Because a lot of times the calling a woman that is what be disrespectful, whether she is or not. But It's an old saying: if it cracked like a duck, look like a duck, it's a duck. So I asked the question in a very profound way because a lot of times we ignore the reality. And that's what, to me, the episode is about. It's like when we just sit and we just talking about this, it's a lot of times where, I won't say it's a lot of times because I always been, very honest, I always been, to me, a simple, to myself person. But I've never been in a situation on a first date, but I have been in a situation. Let that breathe. And in situations, there are times when I've overlooked things where I look back and I be like, man, I gotta call it how easy it was to get it.
Yeah. Okay.
And see, that's when the world start feeling like, well, you stepping on toes or you stepping out of bounds. But it's like, bro, we gotta be real with it. It's like if I see something and I'm just going off of the visual, what you presenting to me, I'm not the kind of person I am. I'm not finna go talk about you. I'm not, because we know it. It's guys out there that do that. Guys got to go out there and they'll put you out there. They'll smash on the first date and they'll go and they'll tell everybody. Yeah. I feel like that's corny. But the reality of is how I view you is how I view you. Just like same way with a man. How you view a man is how you view a man. You may not be after a man's money, according to the women. You may not be after his money, but if he don't have no money, you just looking at it how it is. I'm not mad at a woman like that. I be mad at a woman that be like, that's their intentions. Like they just trying to go after money. But if you just looking at it like, okay, I got my own money. I like him for him, but he not even trying. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's reality. Yeah. But see, that's what I'm saying. When you look at the thing that you present to me, we go out on the first date and I smash on the first date. Am I wrong for looking at you like what? Like I'm confused on that because a lot of people are arguing this. A lot of women are arguing this, and some guys are arguing this, and they'll be like, "It's a great debate." No, man, we just being grown. We just two adults. This happen. I'm not pointing fingers. I'm gonna tie you right back into this. I'm not pointing fingers at you. I'm not looking down on you. But I want y'all to just hold on to this word reality throughout this episode. Reality. Sometimes you can't get over or get past reality. So I'm gonna tie you back in this. Yeah. Is it a difference in looking at you as easy versus
okay? Well, I'm gonna ask you this question. Easy. The women is probably watching this. Like, what about you? You could have held out yourself as a man. So if we're looking at the woman being easy, how about she looking at you like, hey, I got him in bed on the first night. I got to put a advocate here. You know what I'm saying? Because she could be looking at the same way. Because you could have easily said, no, I'm straight. She could have looked at you as a simp, whatever.
Absolutely.
Whatever, but you didn't have to put out yourself. So she could be looking at you at the same time as, well, I got him in bed on the first day. He easy.
Right.
So what you think about that?
Oh, I'm glad you said that, man. I had a rebuttal before you even asked me that. The thing is about it, let's go back to that word reality. Now, it's not fair what I'm about to say. And I think we said this in previous episode about a man and a woman. And I'm going to say it again. A man can go outside and be butt naked, come back inside, and still be Mr. So-and-so. Is that fair? Is that right? No. Should it happen like that? No. But that's just the reality of it. A woman can go outside and be butt naked and come back inside. She gonna be the biggest hoe all across the town, all across the city. She gonna be the biggest hoe. Is that fair? No. Should it happen like that? No. But you gotta look at the reality. Men do things and they're gonna still be looked at as a man. Women do things and you're not gonna feel as comfortable as a man doing that. That's just reality of it. Like women, let's be real. When it come down to things like that, we'll go, listen, as a man who's involved in something like that, and come on, let's be real. Are we gonna be real or we gonna be real? A man can go, men can go and brag about stuff like that all day long. They can go and say, hey man, I just smashed this chick.
Which is some
on the first
stuff.
We all know that, but we gonna talk the reality of it. I just did this chick, I just smashed this chick. And
the world is not gonna look at the man the same way they would look at a woman going to brag like that.
Oh yeah,
You're not.
Yeah, of course.
You're not.
He
So
a player.
a woman that's flipping that, I'm not saying that. Of course, I'm not saying that's. I respect that in my own opinion of a man being like that, but the reality is it's not gonna be looked at the same. Your image, your reputation is not gonna be viewed the same way a man reputation is.
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta.
Oh yeah.
Be responsible as a woman. We're gonna get to that, but you got to be responsible as a woman. So you go out on a date,
Mm-hmm.
and piggyback even more on you asking, what if a woman look at you like that, right?
Yeah.
What is a man called in reality when he do something like that?
Oh yeah, he's called the man, the Mac, or player,
But that don't make you a man.
A player.
Let's just that don't make you a man.
He's
but
that guy. But in the woman's circle, especially when it comes to those women that are real good queens out here to meet, around their circle, you start hearing that guy's name float around. Oh, he's a hoe. All he do is just do this, do that. And it does travel. We might not hear it as men, but those good women out there, it's this small world, it starts to travel. So it's just not as big as in the public eye. But if you want you a great woman, a successful woman, that word gets around, she's not gonna deal with you because you already done been labeled, oh, you just sleep with anything,
a very good point.
Anybody, or you'll put your thing in anybody. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of works both ways in a sense.
Right. The thing that I would say that it's a lot different on the let's say people change, right?
Yeah.
People change. And it's a good question. Just throw it out there. How fast do the acceptance of a man changing versus a woman? I'm with it today with all smoke versus a woman. I'm just talking the reality of it, man. Ladies, I wish it wasn't like that. But listen, it's real. A man did a lot of stuff in the past, and I know this is where it's gonna get very touchy, because people gonna say, "Man, that's the past. That's that past. That's my past." But a man can do. I've seen it. I'm not speaking off of emotions. I'm speaking off of logic. A man can do. I've seen many men do a lot of low down, dirty stuff to women in the past, and then when they change their life, it be a lot different than when a woman have slept with everybody or a lot of different people or just got a reputation out this world, and then she changes.
Yeah.
It's a lot harder on that woman. Because you got to understand, a man is finding you. You're not finding a woman. I mean, you're not finding a man. A man is finding you. So with a man finding you, he's not, he's going to look at things that he may get with you because you changed your life. But I guarantee you, if he's human, at first, if you have such a reputation that you have, it's gonna bother him a lot faster and a lot more than it will bother you hooking up with this man and he had a past. Because in your mind, you're gonna look at, well, he was being a man. Because you're gonna be happy. You're gonna be like, man, he's changed. And a man should look at you like that too. But I'm telling you the reality of it. The reality of it don't happen the same way. Because a woman is going to look at a man differently. She's going to be like, man, that's his past. Yeah. And he was being a man.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? So when a man hook up with you, it's harder for us to look past that. I'm not saying that it's right. I'm not saying that it's fair because the past is the past, but I'm just trying to get, like I said, hold on to this word reality. We want to get past the reality. That's why when you're teaching the young people and young people is coming up, especially the young girls, I have a daughter, you have daughters, you have to tell them a lot of things you do, you have to stand on that. You have to stand. I'm gonna tell you right in how you feel about that, being that we're talking about this, and then you have young girls coming up and what some of the advice that you could give them on, the reputation that you build.
Yeah.
Your name, your brand.
Off rip. Personally, I teach my daughter them all the time about this because what you do as a young adult or young lady, whether it's in high school or a little further past, that name sticks with you. I can ask a lot of my partners from high school about a certain female or anybody in high school and how they was, even if they changed their life now, and they still gonna label that chick as what she was in high school, even though they probably done made dramatically changes, successful in their careers and all that. But the vision of from our perspective is still gonna be that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And also the difference between a man being, a hoe, if you want to call him that. When we walk in the room, ladies, it's a different vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you walk in the room with this young lady and you're around a lot of partners, but she done slept with a couple of those partners, the vibe is gonna change, and you're gonna know. She ain't even got to tell you, but you're gonna know because her vibe is gonna change. Like, dang, you done slept with this guy too, or you done slept with this guy too. Everywhere you seems to go, that vibe is gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? If you're putting out as easily as you, on the first date, and you probably done that multiple times, so that vibe is gonna feel like, but it don't feel as much for a man. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. But like I tell my daughters, don't go back to that, man. What you do in life, it sticks with you, especially if you getting that title of being a hoe. That name will carry with you throughout life. So be careful, cherish yourself, your values, you know what I'm saying, and treat your body as a temple, you know what I'm saying, because you can't get stuff back. That name will stick with you, you know what I'm saying. So I'm very up on my girls about that.
Man, absolutely, man. I think, again, hold on to that word reality. Sometimes the truth hurts. I wanna touch on that. The truth hurts. That's with anything in life. When you telling somebody the truth, and it's not to bash them, it's not to bring them down, but it's to really just be a real friend, to be a real father, or to be a real brother to somebody, or whatever kind of relationship you and the individual have. You owe it to them, if you say you love them, to tell them the truth. Now, you may say, Arthur, where you going with that? Because you said the word love. Now, obviously, I go with you on the first date. I don't love you because I don't know you. Mm-hmm. But that's the point right there. I don't know you. So you give me some on the first date. Okay, you want to say we both look crazy. So how is this woman going to look at me versus how I'm going to look at her? That's another big, strong question, because 9 times out of 10, a woman don't look at a man the same way in a situation like that as we would look at a woman. It just, if you really look at it, if a chick, 9 times I said, if a chick just give you, if she give it up on the first date, in my mind, if I'm in that position, I would think, I would automatically think like, this ain't like, this don't happen too often for women in general. Think about it. If you look at the world, it's not too many times that I hear just on a regular of guys on a first date. Mm-hmm. Now, if a woman is talking about it amongst her friends, they're not gonna be like, really? That guy let you or he gave in? You're not gonna hear no, like I said, man, if we gonna talk real, let's talk real. That's not gonna be a shocker. Mm-hmm. It's like, why? And this is a real curveball question to you. Why is it so much a shock to us men to see that within a woman versus a woman to see that within a man? That's my question to you.
I mean, because to me, it's easier. We know that a woman can get a guy mostly anytime. I don't care if the guy's toe up, ugly, whatever. But it's hard as hell for us men, you know what I'm saying, to go out and just say, man, you know what, I'm going to get me something now. I'm finna just go get this. It's harder for us to put in work. So I believe that mostly the women are definitely brought up, not saying that guys haven't, you know what I'm saying, but mostly women, but to keep your virginity and all those things. So they were just brought up to that. So for it to them to give it up as easy as being on the first date it feels like, it's a curveball. So it's a bit shocking there, because we always had to fight to get with the woman and to get this and go through 2, 3, 4 dates. You know what I'm saying? Before we
Uh-huh.
get to that, so it's just a shocker with it that because we believe in the women was raised a little different. Even though men be like, hey, protect you. And one thing I'm gonna say about my dad, he was just like, hey, if you're gonna do it, scrap up. But which women is basically taught, yeah, be on control, birth control and all that stuff, but don't do it. It's more of a don't do it. So when they give out as easily, or on the first day, I should say, it's really a shocker to the male culture. But I got a question.
I was about to ask you one.
I got a question. Okay, you said, what if you do know this young lady? Y'all known each other a long time. Y'all never dated, but she had the biggest crush on you, or you probably had a crush on her also. Now y'all know each other, and y'all go on this first date.
That's a very good question.
And then she gives out, or y'all have sexual encounters on the first date. She could have been wanting you for a long time, and now this opportunity has presented itself, and then y'all end up hooking up. What do you say about that? Does that change the narrative, even though you know her and y'all probably been crushing on each other forever or whatever?
That's a very good question, and I got a very direct answer. The answer is no. I'm gonna tell you why. Because if I'm gonna give you an example, this is a crazy example out of the blue. If you didn't know somebody and they just get in an argument with you and they punch you in the face, versus somebody you known all your life, you get in an argument with like a guy that you known all your life, and he punch you in the face. What's the difference?
It's a guy. I'm gonna bust them up anyway.
Exactly. So it's like I'm gonna look at the situation the same way. The only difference is I known you. We probably gonna talk about it afterwards. We probably gonna work it out because we known each other, and we're gonna look at it like, okay, we got in an argument, it got heated, you hit me, we got in a fight. I just don't want to deal with you on that level or that whatever, however y'all need to work it out. Versus this person you don't know, you're gonna look at that person more of like, I'm just not gonna deal with you. So to answer your question even more is I probably won't deal with this woman ever again because bear in mind, I don't know, we just went out on a date to try to get it, and it led to another, versus this other person who I know I am gonna still look at her the same way, but that don't mean I'm gonna stop talking to her because I've known her a while. Okay. I may in my mind, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not gonna right then and there like think that it's gonna go anywhere. Okay. I'm not gonna look at it and be like, so we known each other a long time, so this is the first time we ever even went out, right?
Yeah.
This is the first time we ever even went out. So yeah, we known each other a long time, but guess what? You don't know who I'm dealing with.
So
I don't know who you dealing with.
So things happen. So, but okay. So if that does happen, it's dead. It's dead in the water. What if? I mean,
it's dead with the person that I know.
Or as going further as a relationship goes.
Now I can't say that it's dead because we know each other, but I can say at that moment it'll feel like it's dead. I don't want to just automatically write her off because people do make mistakes, and I know people gonna be like, well, you saying people do make mistakes, but again, like I say, I know her, she knows me, we known each other for a long time, so it's one of those things that further down the line, who knows, because we know each other, versus this person, because this whole objective of, or this whole discussion that we're talking about is sex on the first date. How do you look at her? Now people, that can go both ways, like you just gave an example, but I'm primarily looking at it from a perspective of I don't know you.
Okay.
You don't know me, to be more specific to our viewers. But you can have examples like that too, that it really raised the question again. Is a man wrong whether he know you or not? I'm glad you even threw that in there, to look at you a different way, like, okay, I can't take her serious. Even if he don't stop fooling with you. Even if a man don't stop fooling with you and he still want to go and get some more, you can't be mad at him if he don't take it serious. So you gotta understand, first impression is the most important impression.
Yeah.
If I take a woman out on a date, right? This is the first date, right?
First date.
And I don't want to pay. Oh, come on, ladies. Don't go nowhere now. Don't go nowhere now. You know I'm coming with it, bro. It's going to always be something for something. I go on the first date with you, and I'm like, the bill come. You look at me, I look at you. You look at me, I look back at you. You look at me, I look at you. And I refuse to pay. How are you going to look at me?
Yeah.
Now, I sound crazy, Torrie, to say, don't judge me. You know, I mean, don't judge a book by its cover. You know, you're an adult, I'm an adult. Come on, man. We pick and choose when to look at reality and when not to look at reality. We got to stop picking and choose. People do that.
That's the way of the world, I guess.
Yeah, the way of the world. They pick and choose.
Yeah. You're right now.
You know what I'm saying? That's just like having 2 kids and you pick when you want to chastise this child and then you pick how you want to chastise this child, and they both did some terrible acts. Mm-hmm. They both did disobeyed you and was disrespectful or didn't do whatever you told them to do, but you want to be lenient on one and the other one you want to be all over them. Like, no, you got to look at reality. Mm-hmm. It's reality that you got to look at it. If a man look at you a certain way, a woman look at you a certain way, you got to look at what's real. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. How do you feel about it real quick, man?
On what? On what part?
On if, like, the whole point of a situation of a man on the first date, he take and he don't want to pay.
Yeah,
does that really open up a real point of view on both sides and just be like, okay, I see why a man would look at you the way he look at you because you would look at a man like.
But again, it's all about, like I was saying, how we was brought up with the female and the male. We was brought up as the man pays for dinner. I mean, once y'all get down the line, you know what I'm saying? It's okay to have your woman pay, me and my wife pay for each other. We do for each other. But that first date, we was brought up as gentlemen. We're gonna take on that bill. So from that aspect, that's the way of the world. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if I don't do it, I mean, I wouldn't want you to look at me as a buster and all that stuff. But that's just the way they're gonna view it. Don't make it right. Like you said, don't make it right. But it's not normal. It's just not. But I mean, I would never do that.
Right.
And I never have done that.
And I use that example, man, because it's funny how we talking about the body as a temple, and I ain't gonna get all deep into it, versus money. Just let that breathe, for example. Yeah. So when you give up your body, as women always talk about how powerful they coochie is, when you give that up versus a man giving up money, you know, which is more valuable, money or yourself? So when you give up yourself, you expect a man to you pay for the first date, but you know, I'm very surprised that you are giving it up on the first date. First date? Yeah. I'm not here to tell people when they should give it up or if they should give it up, but I'm just here to raise the question of the first date. That's something that you got to really think about, and I wish we had more time, brother. But just giving y'all game real quick for 30 seconds.
We're gonna have to do a part 2 probably.
Hey,
because
I want them to comment and let us know if you want us to do a part 2 to this, because I don't want to do it and y'all don't give us the feedback that, you know. Yeah. But let us know. But it's so much that we can say. But just giving y'all game real quick, man. You know, you have to think about things before you do it. You have to really put yourself in a situation of, you know, what if you was the man looking at the woman, or what if it was your daughter? Or what if it was your sister? You got to really look at reality and don't get past reality. Carry yourself in a way that, you know, you would want somebody to treat you. Yeah. So
and don't leave it up in the air for questioning.
Exactly, man. You know, I'm Arthur J. This is Torrie. This is the Arthur J and Torrie TV podcast. We want to thank y'all for watching our podcast. We got more on the way. And like we always say, my brothers and my sisters, till next time, peace.
I hate the feeling that I get when I wanna quit. Keep my composure when a hater say something slick. Talking 100 when you don't keep it 50. Yeah. I see the fake every time you hanging with me. You say you straight, but your actions showing different. That's right. Why should I